to my channel. Excuse my Latin is so bad as always. Yeah, I just decided to make this video out of the blue, and I am reshooting. Imagine. So today, if you're tuning into this channel for the very first time, you're most welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, as well as like this video. And I love you. So welcome to my very first story time of in this channel. Very first story time. I hope my story is going to help somebody who is going through a whole lot of self-esteem issues. And yeah, so guys, I grew up as a fat child. I was really fat. Okay, I'm laughing and it's not funny, you know. I grew up as a fat child, and it was really hard, you know. Sorry about that. So I had other kids making fun of me, calling me names, and I remember in primary they used to call me a name of a wrestler. I don't even remember what that name was. Was it Batista? I can't remember. I can't remember, but obviously I can't remember because it's a name I hated so much. I didn't like it. At first I took it as a joke, but as time went on it became so annoying and all that, you know. I was really fat, and yeah, it really crushed my self-esteem, and it made me have a whole lot of insecurities. So I remember when I started high school, you know how the high school vibes are when you're like, yeah, now we're adults and stuff like that. When I started high school, and I'm like on some adolescent stage, I started having pimples, right? And now, because where I come from can be really hot. I was even dark in complexion. So imagine I'm dark, fat, and have pimples all over my face. I have pimples all over my face. You can imagine how that was like. So I heard a whole lot of people stating their opinions to me about me. You know, I could tell that to them they thought they were trying to encourage me to lose weight or try and look better, but they have no idea how that crushed me. I remember one of my relatives said to me, look at how fat you are, like you're really fat, you're dark, and look at all the pimples on your face. Like, which man or whose son would want to marry such a woman who looks so ugly? Because I really look ugly right now, you know. Instead of me wanting to better myself at that time, it really crushed me. I felt like I was never good enough. And I remember I used to hang out a lot with my two other sisters. They are twins, right? Sometimes they would call us biggest because like they're like plus size as well. I don't know how that affected them, but I'm telling myself the story. At that time I would look like I don't care, but the truth is deep inside I was like dying, like I was feeling pain. So many times I tried to starve myself. So many times I thought I can turn around the situation, but it was not helping. But all it did to me was to take me on an emotional roller coaster ride. It gave me a feeling that I'm not good enough. I started not having confidence in myself. I started not, like, as much as I was born with a loud personality, it came to a point where I started being shy. I stopped being loud. Yes, I was like, I would be myself at home but not be myself in public, you know. I'm sure a lot of people that went to the same schools with me don't know that I'm talkative. They don't know that I'm really loud, because I became this reserved child in school, and I became loud at home instead. You know, I did the opposite where others do the opposite. And you know, I started having this invisible presence. You know, meaning whatever I do, nobody notices. You know, it doesn't matter. I started feeling like nobody notices me. There's nothing I do that is ever good enough. You know, the only time I was noticeable in school was when maybe I was doing some prepared speech in front of the class and stuff like that, because that is the only chance I had to show my public speaking skills, you know, and stuff like that. But all in all, I felt like I was never good enough for anything, you know. So it made me grow up with that mentality that, okay, who would want me as fat as I am, dark and pimpled, you know, and all that. And I looked down upon myself so many times. And you know, I remember back in high high school, I didn't even engage myself in any form of sports or stuff like that because I always thought, I can't do this. It gave me that mentality of saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And therefore, it's something that my mom still fights with me for even today, that I look down upon myself. But then the truth is, it's something I've always had. People planted this into me. Not that I allowed them, but then obviously if something has been said to you over and over again, it gets into your skull and you think, okay, that is who you truly are. And I'm not saying we need validation from people. No, we don't need validation from people. But the truth is, words are objects, and words can either build or destroy you. So with me, words destroyed me so bad, and it made me live in a bubble. I stopped, at some point in my life, I stopped going out to play with other kids. My school just revolved around church and school. Sorry, my life revolved around church and school. And I got to a point where I even didn't like making friends, because I hated being reminded about how fat I am and stuff like that. And yeah, it got to a point where in my life I said, you know what, to hell with everybody. I am who God says I am. I can do what God says I can do. I started encouraging myself with the Lord, and like started building my own self-confidence, not caring about what people say about me. And sometimes it would really be destroying to me because people that would say some stuff to me were like older people, and it would affect me because when somebody's older than you, as a child, they're always right, they're never wrong. So because I was too much exposed to people that don't appreciate me or never see the good in me, but all they see is the fatness and the dark girl, the pimpled girl. I never thought I can do anything positive, and I never got used to being appreciated. As I said, my presence was invisible, so no matter how much good I do, it will never be visible. So it made me the person I am today. I kind of have a heart for people that look rejected. I kind of have a heart for people that seem not to be misunderstood a lot. I kind of have a heart for people that actually are regarded as weird by the community, because I know how it feels like to not be good enough in the eyes of society. It really destroyed me, I won't lie. And a lot of people see me today and they see this confident girl. Trust me, this confidence was not built overnight. I still have some relapses even today, and the truth is, for the past few days, I've been having a relapse. I've been, this whole feeling of not being good enough just crept in because I was thinking of doing something big before the year ends, and then just came to me like, okay, what if you don't do this? What if it doesn't come out the way you envisioned it? What if people see it in a very bad way, and such thoughts. And I got afraid again. I got so scared. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should seek for validation from other people, but you must understand that even the greatest people on earth today had people to encourage them, had people to tell them they're doing good. But imagine now, you've always been surrounded by people that never told you you're doing good, but people be like, yeah, like they always tell you the bad side of you and never the good, the way you never appreciated. I grew up with this thing saying the only people that have say positive things to me is like my parents, and my mom always shouts at me for having this mentality that you're like looking down upon myself. But what she doesn't know is that it's all as a result of what people said to me. I know we're not supposed to take everything that people say, but as a child, it really affected me a lot. I grew up in a bubble, and it has put me in a position that at this age today, I struggle with letting go of some certain people in my life. You know, if somebody comes into my life and shows me good and appreciates me, for me to let go of that person is really hard, because it was really hard for me to get to a space where I have people that appreciate me. I have people that, you know, does not take me for granted, that do not take me for granted, you know. No matter how much some of my friends may hurt me, I always get to a place where I start forgiving. I forgive them and overlook what they did to hurt me and concentrate on the good things they did for me. All the times they've been there for me, all the time they've been there to cheer me up, you know, because I never had that as a child. If I just have like 2 or 3 people that as a child, yes, they tried, but they were kids as well, so obviously, yeah, some stuff happened, you know. Like even today, if you know when somebody is acting in a way that you can tell that they're no longer interested with keeping communication with you. I have a problem that I always make excuses for such people. Sorry. I always make excuses for such people because I'm thinking, what you did for me, nobody else ever did. You know, I do have some people that I can tell that they like taking a step back bit by bit from me, but then I turned to, like, that's a bad habit I have. I overlook a lot of things because of the one good thing that somebody has done for me, but it's something I'm working on and I hope it's gonna work, you know. But the moral of my story is, no matter how people look at you, you can still be greater than how the society looks at you. You see, even starting this YouTube channel was a challenge to me. I thought I couldn't do it because, number one, I don't like cameras, right? And if you follow me on my social media pages, you will see that I barely upload pictures of myself. Yes, I do, but then you should check the time frames. They're really far apart, because I never had the confidence to stand in front of the camera and pose, you know, and feel good about myself and all that. All this is something that is just coming now as I'm getting to grow in Christ, because I learned to give myself confidence and know that my confidence is in God and all that. It has not been an easy journey, and it's been hard, guys. So no matter how people may make you feel like you're not good enough, you can still achieve something. You can still achieve something regardless of what they think about you, how they view you. Even though you have an invisible presence, it's fine. When it is your time, you will surely shine. You know, you will shine when it is time, and don't allow people to suppress you. You know, be the best version of yourself. Look, I learned to build up confidence in what I have. You know, I learned to tell myself that I am beautiful. A lot of people that are close to me, they know. I like telling them, like, girl, this girl is beautiful. It's something that I had to practice because I was tired of being shattered emotionally. I was tired of people's opinions about me. I was tired of being looked down upon. Even today, in many places, I still have an invisible presence, even today, but that doesn't bother me that much anymore. But as a person, I do have my ups and downs, you know. So this is just encouragement that as long as you keep your relationship with God intact, everything else will fall into place. Yes, you will have your down moments like I am having right now, but that does not mean that you're not good enough. You are good enough. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, and you are better than what you think you are. So yeah, that could be all from me for today, and I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope this was inspirational enough for everybody of you. I love you, and see want to hear more of my story times, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will see you on my next upload. I love you and